Returning to where we left off in last episode, team number 4 is still on the move on the surface, out at night in the dark Mega Tiger. A dangerous place to be, but could this be the same Mega Tiger that team 5, Pi, JT, Jam and Frankie moved through earlier? Could be that they're hot on their trail. We'll have to wait and see. Hopping over to team number 1, it looks like the guys have managed to find themselves a flower forest. Such a pretty biome to be in, but the question is there an enemy team here for them? Or do they have to move out of it to find them? Just as we head over to take a look at team number 2, another player falls, this time to a skeleton. Late in the game to fall to PvE, but not unexpected. Team number 5 on the other hand is on the move on the surface again, rolling along in the extreme hills biome, trying to dodge the mobs as they make their way through the night into the daytime, but still in the rain. Hopping over to check out what's going on for team number 3, it looks like they're still down in the caves, trying to find the resources they need to put up a fight, but as they do, a creeper manages to sneak down behind Bash and damage him for almost half his health. It's dangerous down here in the caves, and it certainly doesn't help when a skeleton you have not seen manages to get off a pot shot on you, doing even more damage than you've already been taking. Be careful guys, it's very dangerous down here in the caves, so mind your backs. Looks like Poppy is considering whether to go further into this ravine or not, but seeing the mobs in there, I'd wager that she decides not to take the chance at this point. Maybe she'll attack it later, we do not know. It's always a matter of weighing risks against rewards. Bash on the other hand, looks like he has managed to find himself a bow, confirming that the team has at least gotten enough string for one bow, so they might be ready soon, geared up to take on the other teams. Using the bow to take out a witch, Bash manages to avoid getting himself poisoned, and thus pretty much killing himself, so very lucky there. Just as he does that though, a bunch of mobs tries to come after him. It's a matter of trying to stay alive, baby zombie coming, creeper behind his back, and another horde on the way. But skillfully, Bash managed to kill all the mobs without taking a single hit. Just what he needs at this point in the game. Very nice. Blocking off the path. You don't want to take the chance with the creeper. There's really no sense in fighting it if you can avoid it, unless you really want to go up that tunnel. Heading around the corner, Bash manages to see another couple of mobs, the skeleton unfortunately hitting him once before he retreats behind a wall to avoid any further damage. Still, the skeleton manages to hit him once more, but it doesn't deter Bash. He continues into the cave to clear it out, making sure that no more mobs will be spawning behind his back while he is mining his resources. Hopping over to team number 1, the team is on the move on the surface, running across the lily pads, making their way into the swamp and towards another forest up ahead. Returning once again to team number 4, the guys are moving through an extreme hills biome. It does somewhat look like they're following the trail of another team, but we can't be certain. The guys for sure are not aware of this though, so it's a matter of luck if they're going to run into another team. We will have to wait and see. Returning once again to team number 1, it looks like the guys are following the edge of the lake from the swamp and into the forest. Team number 5 has taken up a defensive position on top of a hill, keeping an eye out for enemy teams while they're cutting down some of the valuable swamp trees to get some apples. I would assume that the guys have managed to find some gold overnight that they're now turning into golden apples, gearing themselves up to take on some of the other teams. Over at team number 4, however, they have come across the flower forest that team number 1, Deepak, Octagonal Pole and Keedeckagon managed to find not so long ago. It could be that the two teams are very close together. It depends on which direction that team 1 decided to go after they left the flower forest. Just as I say that, team number 2 has engaged team number 1 in combat, but this is the team with potions and I can see the strength particles around Paul here. He manages to take down 2 of the guys before he dies to fire himself. Ernbob on the other hand have tried to make a notch apple but found out that it has apparently been disabled on the server accidentally. Very furious, he runs off into the forest to get away from the team, not wanting to die to the same team that killed the rest of his team because of a mistake. Understandably, he is going to be very frustrated about this, but there's nothing you can do in a game like this. It happens quickly and there's nothing that can change. But just as he does that, another team's joined the fray. Seeing the fleeing Ernbob, team number 5 has engaged him and is now hot on his trail. Let's see if Ernbob can actually manage to outrun them and get away, or if they will catch him and get the prize. The boon of gold that he's carrying. It looks like Ernbob has made quite a bit of distance between him and most of Team 5, but there are a couple, Frankie and especially JT, hot on his trail. JT is not far behind, but there is a lot of water between him and Ernbob. This, however, does put Ernbob in a very dangerous position, staying in the water. He's trying to use quick methods to get across, but does manage to get hit a couple of times on the way and get hit by an arrow that takes him out, unfortunately just as he tries to make his way around the hill to get to safety. And so team number 2 goes down. Lucky for team number 5, this has to be a lot of gold that they just found, so now is a matter of do they actually have the apples to use it, or Do they have to be grinding some apples before they want to take on another team? It would be dumb not to use the gold now that they actually have it, and it does put them in a good position facing off against the team that was so strong to take out this one so easily. Hopping over to Team 1 again, it looks like they have managed to go through the various items that was dropped by Pyro and Jackarou as they died. Finding the items that they are interested in, it should put them in a better position for the fight to come, but this team is already very strong. Team 3 on the other hand are still down in the cave, but has been recovering some health since the damage that Bash took. Over here at 0-0, it looks like one of the teams, Bapp, and the others, Gilsaw, Pyro and Jackarou, I'm sure Gilsaw is there in spirit, has left a little bit of a greeting for another team in case they do manage to find it. Back over at team number 5, the guys are still on the hill, and it looks like from that hole in the wall that they needed a little bit of a break. They do have an anvil and a workbench on the ground though, so they are combining gear, possibly to get themselves the best gear. They might even have some extra apples to make golden apples for the fights to come. Just as that is set though, Frankie here manages a very professional shot on herself, doing a little bit of unnecessary damage, but oh well. It is kind of funny though, because Raven and her has had an Iron Man thing going for quite a while in this game, but as it turns out, if you look back in these videos, Frankie actually lost this fight long ago, having taken a little bit of damage but not enough to actually show on her health bar. Hopping over to check out what's going on for team number 3, it looks like the guys are still down in the hole, have met up and are fixing some things. Perhaps they are almost ready to actually head out now. It would be nice to see them hit the surface and take on the other teams. Hopping over to team number 6, they are down in the ground again. Simba and Raven has holed themselves up to keep themselves safe, while team 5 is standing on the hill defending it from mobs while they are making themselves ready to take out the other teams. Looks like a couple more of the guys needed a little bit of a break. It is a good time before the next fight starts, but we will have to see about that in the next episode, because this is how this one comes to an end. One team down, more death, We'll see more in the next episode. Thank you for watching.